Now I want to sit here and brag on you a little bit because, I looked up your information. So, and you were talking about the whole minority thing and how you got hired. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, in 2020, you were the first African-American crew chief?
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's
So I want you to elaborate on that a little bit. Like, how was that a big deal for you? Or were you just like, you know what? I've been doing my job. Thank you for recognizing me, but I just want to get my job done. Or did you kind of take it in for a moment like, wow, I'm really doing something special here?
Yes. It was maybe the biggest deal of my career. I've always been a person who's been for minorities. I mean, it's tough to explain what that means, but I've always, hey, we got any young black kids coming up in the minor leagues? I just, I always thought if I didn't do something, how would somebody else, other black kids, say, well, I want to do that too?
Yeah.
So getting that, being the first black crew chief in the history of baseball, gives me a lot more leverage to speak to people. Yeah. Maybe if you don't want to be an umpire, it still gives me leverage that, hey, look at my background as a player. Yeah. I was an All-American. No, I was one of the 3 best outfielders in the country. I didn't even get drafted. Yeah. It's a don't give up story.
Yeah.
It's a move ahead story, don't look back story. Yes. And being a minority and them naming me that, and it was later in my career and I didn't care, it meant, one, it was something my son could always look up to.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which was very important to me. For him to realize, you work hard, you can get something. Because your family knows what you want. Other people may not. I don't talk very much.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I'm talking about my business.
Yeah.
But your family knows, and he knew. And when I got it, I could finally give him a hug and say, son, I finally achieved something that I wanted more than anything else out of baseball. And it wasn't a monetary thing.
Wow, that's huge because when I read that and I saw that about you, and I want to say I knew that even before today, just being around you, and it, because you're so quiet and reserved, and things start getting too loud, you're like, oh, look, time to go, You're quick to be like, oh, it's getting a little certain in here, so let me get out of here. But so to read that and be like, damn, I've known this guy for years. And I think I knew this, and I've always wanted to talk to you about that. Like that, that's got to be something huge. Like, I mean, that'd be like being the first black quarterback in the NFL, or not in the NFL, but in the Super Bowl. Like, that meant something. So to get you to talk about that, I think that's huge. Thanks for tuning in to The Route. Don't forget to subscribe and connect with us on socials for exclusive updates. We'll see you next week.